We're currently in Egypt. We're done with the Middle East tour. I think it's time to hit Central Asia, or maybe somewhere along Northern Asia. The good thing is I'm not alone. You want to go to Nepal?
Yes, please.
Let's go. To Nepal! Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and thank you very much for tuning in today. We're back in the cockpit, and today we, as I said in the intro, we've completed the Middle East segment of our tour, and now it's on to another part of the world. So we decided we're gonna go over to Nepal. Why? Because we can. And also because it's going to be a little bit challenging on our fuel. And with me today, back by popular demand and after a long time, is Drex Aviation, none other than Dylan. Welcome back, Dylan. You've been on some adventures recently with your holidays, have you?
Yes, I have. Very long ones, but it's nice to be back, and it's great to be back in this
All right, I'll let you tell the subscribers all about it once we're in the cruise. For now, we're just going to get ready. We're preparing the aircraft. We're at gate Echo 9 in Cairo International. We're just going to check our flight plan, see what we got to do, how far we got to go, how much fuel we're going to take, how many passengers are coming with us, and then it's off to the races. This is going to be a long flight, so we're going to have to be extra smart when planning our cruise and altitudes and stuff. So without any further ado, let's go to Nepal, and let's get into the flight operations bit of it right now. See you guys there. Okay, we're here in flight operations, and we did the usual, come into SimBrief, plugged in all the details, and then we chose even the amount of fuel I needed, which is a 30 minutes contingency. And I got a whole bunch of warning messages because technically speaking, SimBrief is not very happy with this long flight that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be doing 2,930 nautical miles, and it says I have a fuel deficit of 10,063. Have no idea why it's telling me that, but nonetheless, my block fuel is going to be 19.3 tons. I was able to load 19 tons on board the aircraft, so we should be good to go. We're okay. Because as you can see, we've got this is our routing information, and basically what's going to happen is we're gonna go direct to waypoints until we jump onto the airways, and then right from here in Cairo, and basically taking up over the Nile, and then crossing right over, and then we're gonna hit Kuwaiti airspace, I guess. Yeah, no, we'll be crossing over Saudi Arabia, then into Kuwait, into the Persian Gulf, Arabian Sea, and then crossing Iran, and then from here we're gonna come over into Pakistani airspace, where we will be crossing over into just over New Delhi, and then from there we make our way further east towards Nepal. Cruising flight level, we're going to take an initial of flight level 310, but then just as we monitor the optimums, we're going to request those optimums and keep them at the optimum, so that we're burning fuel efficiently to make sure we get there. Now, in terms of the weather, I think today the winds are going to be pretty helpful towards us, because as you can see, from the time we lift off, we've more or less got tailwinds all the way, and that should really help us out, because obviously when you have a tailwind pushing the airplane from the back, then that's going to help you reduce the power and save on fuel. So I have a good feeling that we're going to make good on the fuel for this one. Obviously we're going to keep our alternates. My first alternate will be Kuwait. My second alternate would probably be Islamabad in Australia, I was going to say, in Pakistan. And then we could also use New Delhi as a third alternate, and then onwards into Nepal. Alright, so if we're going to bring up our charts right now, and I'm just going to import the flight plan from SimBrief. Here we go, HECA to VNKT. Gonna download that flight plan, make this full screen, and here we go. We've got pretty much our flight plan right there, showing us what we got to do. We would be using okay, what I want to do is I'm gonna get the the weather up, and I just want to refresh these. And looking at the weather in Cairo right now, winds are out of 2804 knots and a QNH of 1009, 32 degrees, dew point 17. Ceiling and visibility is okay. So given the wind direction, let's go over to Cairo and bring up the airport plate, which is right over here. So as you can see, we're parked over here, Echo 9. Runway 05 centers right here, and runway 23. So 23, which is a direct direction of 224 degrees, is very close to the actual winds. So we're gonna have to use runway 23 center. You got that, Dylan?
Yep.
All right, so it's going to be pushing back, taxiing onto Yankee, then probably onto Sierra 2, make a right at Sierra 2, and then all the way down taxiway Tango to the holding point of runway 23 center, okay? And then it's off, we're going to take off. There are no SIDs, so it's basically taking off and then direct to a waypoint called Menli. So we'll take off in that direction, make a left turn, intercept Menli, and then onwards to our route. So that's how we're looking right now, and yeah, I'm pretty much okay with that. In case of an immediate return, we can come back to runway 23 center as well. So I'm gonna pin the localizer for that. So the runway 23 center gives us plate number 11-5, effective the 10th of August. It's an ILS for 23 center in Cairo. Frequencies 1095, 224 final course, and the final approach fixed at 2000. So in case we take off, we've got a problem, we turn around, we come back, and just join the ILS, where our minimums are going to be 625. All right, watch out for some mountains in the southern bit. There's some hills that are about 1362 feet. Apart from that, it's pretty much a quick climb. Airport elevation is 467 feet with a runway elevation of 375 above sea level, so not too much on the altitude density. So that's pretty much it, what we're looking at here. What I'd like to do now is come on over to the performance calculator. We've got a 214, and Dylan, would you mind giving me the gross weight of the aircraft, please?
The gross weight is 76,327 kilograms.
76,327. Can I get the CG?
The center of gravity is 24.1%.
24.1. Okay, we can use flaps 1, or let's just have a quick look up here at the airport again. Runway length is 13,000 feet, so flaps 1 is going to be more than enough. Anti-ice is going to be off, and the air conditioning on. We are in Hotel Echo Charlie Alpha, and we're runway 25 center. We're going to get the METAR information. It seems to be having it, I think. Give it a chance to kind of download it. Otherwise, I'm just going to take the information right now. It's 3999 in terms of meters. The runway heading is 224. Dry conditions right now, and runway elevation is 375. Oh, actually it wants airport elevation, which is going to be 467. And in terms of the QNH, we've got 1009er, and the temperature today is 32, and the winds are 280 at 4, 280 and 4 knots. All right, gonna hit calculate, and again it's asking me for this. All right, always allow that. Okay, so given our current situation, we've got a we're doing a toga takeoff today, Dylan. No flex. All right, and it's gonna be flaps 1 with a trim of up 1.0, and our V speeds are 148, 152, and 157. I've made a note of that, and I guess that's pretty much it for now. We can basically head on back to our back to where we are in the gate, if I zoom in correctly. And yes, we're going to be pushing back, nose to the right, tail left, and then we're going to go straight onto Yankee, and then join taxiway Sierra, and then from Sierra we'll make a right hand turn onto taxiway Tango, and then straight down. Okay, you clear? All right, so that's what's going to happen shortly, guys. See you back in the cockpit. Alrighty, back in the cockpit, and now it's time to set up our glare shield. So we've actually programmed in our flight plan already. So we've got 2,894 miles to go, and yeah, gonna be expecting runway 02, but we'll change it as we get the weather update when we get there. In the meantime, we just want to go arc and 10 so I can see my screens clearly. The initial climb's 3,500, keeping with the MSA, and then we'll get further climb once we get out there. Okay, gears down, nose wheel steering's on, 3 gears, 3 landing gear lights, thrust levers are idle, engines are at cutoff, norm, speed brake stored, flaps are stored, and the parking brake is on. TCAS is off, radar's off. So we're pretty much good to go, Dylan. And so since you are pilot flying for this leg, I'm gonna give you the cockpit preparation checklist, all right?
Yep.
Whenever you're ready, let me know.
And we are ready.
All right, so cockpit preparation checklist, gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity. It's on the FOB, on the upper ECAM.
Oh, sorry. Fuel quantity is 18,960
Okay, 18960 on the fuel seat belts.
On
Lovely, and the ADIRS's
nav
checked. And lastly, the barrel reference.
is 1009.
1009 are set on my side, cross-checked on the standby as well. I guess we're good to go. Let's disconnect external power, please, and let's get ourselves free from this. So I'm gonna tell the ground crew to remove the external power. Okay, so that should do it, and let's do a memory item, which is gonna get the beacon on, please, and the strobes to auto. Lovely. All right, that's gonna get them to start closing doors and preparing for our departure very, very soon. Let's also get the nice people at Cairo Airport to remove the bridge. So gonna request them to take the bridge away. Should move. There we go. They're removing the bridge right now. And let's go ahead and request a pushback and startup. So, all right, the bridge is being taken away, and there's our pushback, Doug. So now we're gonna prepare for the push. Oh yeah, that's gone. Should see the person walking up to the aircraft very soon, and then in the meantime, we'll do the before start checklist. All right, parking brake.
Parking brake is, should I turn on?
It's on, yeah. We'll keep it on until they tell us. Alright, takeoff speeds and thrust, please.
Takeoff speed is
Yep.
V1 148, 152, and 157, and takeoff thrust is token.
Checked. Alright, that's checked on my side as well. Windows and doors.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay.
Good for him. Alright. Okay, windows and doors are closed, and the beacon
Is on.
Alright, that's the before start checklist complete. Guys, we're going to go ahead, do the push, and start up our engines, and we'll get back to you very shortly when we're ready for taxi. See you soon. Alrighty, here we are on taxiway Tango, and making our way down towards the holding point of runway 23 Charlie, 23 Center. Okay, Dylan is doing a great job taxiing us over, so straight down on taxiway Tango. So we pushed back, we started the engines, we did the after start checklist, we did the taxi checklist with our flight controls and everything. The whole flight plan is programmed in. As you can see, we've got 2,894 miles to go. It's telling us we're going to be arriving there with 1.1 tons of fuel on board. I want to give myself an extra 45 just in case. So what I like to do is we're just going to be constantly cross-checking this, all right? And in order to make sure that we're going to be flying as efficiently as possible, we're going to be working with this. Now it says our optimum is going to be flight level 320, so that's what we're going to request and climb to once we get airborne. Okay, Dylan?
Yep.
And yeah, I'm just going to put VNKT in there just for reference. And yeah, so that's pretty much good to go. All that's left now is to do the lineup checklist when we get to the end of the runway. So we're currently cruising nicely at 13 miles an hour on the runway, and this is Cairo International Airport. And as you can see, we've got an Air Arabia 320. We've got another. I think that's the new Italian airline, right?
HECA, yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's a new add-on we put, which gives us realistic traffic, and it also downloads the data from Flight Radar 24. So these are actually live flights that are happening right now. So that's kind of cool. And we are departing very early in the morning because we want to get to Nepal before sunset. Okay, so I see Swiss has sent an A321 here, which is pretty cool. A 321 Neo as well. Very nice indeed. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm enjoying this new add-on. There's a Qatar Airways aircraft in the distance. There's I have no idea what airline that is. I can't read it.
350 for Qatar.
Yep, Qatar A350, and actually there was an Emirates 380 there earlier. It seems to have departed now. So yeah, excellent. So I'm going to put the terrain radar on now, and I'm just going to, because there's nothing else in front of us, going to go TARA. I'm going to tell the cabin crew, be seated for takeoff in 2 minutes. Thank you. All right, so they've been informed. They've also told me that the cabin is ready. So we are pretty much good to go as of right now. So I'm going to get back to you guys very shortly when we're holding short of the runway and ready for takeoff. All right, you are cleared to line up on runway 23 center. So looking out, there's no aircrafts on the approach. We've got nothing on our TCAS as well. So I'm going to give you the lineup checklist now, Dylan, if you're ready.
Yep, I am.
All right, takeoff runway.
Is 23 center.
23 center confirmed. TCAS.
TARA.
TA and RA, and PAX 1 and 2, they're going to be on for takeoff. All right.
Oh no.
Okay, line us up, and whenever you're ready, let's go. All right, that's looking decent. Yep, get your lights going. Good job. That's okay. All right, that windsock tells a different story, more like a crosswind. Anyways,
Yeah.
whenever you're ready, let's go.
Throttle to 50%, and we're running up nicely.
Stabilized.
And takeoff power set.
All right, Mantoga SRS runway, order trust blue, and that's actually your call out. Sorry, I digress. And
Mantoga SRS runway order first.
checked, and takeoff thrust is set. Airspeed's alive. Very heavy today. We're right underneath our maximum takeoff weight, so 100 knots.
Check.
V1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up.
Gear up, sir. Gears in transition.
Yeah, definitely got some crosswinds.
Oh yeah. Well, there they are. Right there. There's your crosswinds.
Yeah, I can.
All right, stay steady on that. We're
Steady.
going to climb to 3,500, and we're going to make our turn soon. Okay, we'll keep it at 160, and our acceleration altitude's going to happen pretty soon. 1,500 above sea level, above ground level is when we're going to do our acceleration. Thank you, Egypt. It was fun. All right, we got lever climb.
Climb set.
Roger that. So you got to read your FMA, left or right.
Throttle climb, and auto thrust.
Checked, and it's thrust. Okay, thrust climb. Excellent, nice. So guys, remember, whenever something changes, it will be highlighted by a white box around it. You, as the pilot flying, you should always read it out from left to right, whatever's highlighted. It's how we stay, you know, up to date with what the aircraft is doing and the modes that have changed. So we're gonna climb up now. I'm gonna start checking out. So we've got 320. So I'm gonna give you 320, Dylan, on our FCU, and we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna push that there for you.
Autopilot 1 in.
Autopilot 1. You can take 2 actually, since you're flying from your side. All right. So there's AP2. Lovely. Okay, climbing up and out, away from Egypt. There we go. We should see the Nile actually coming up in the distance. And yeah, looking good. Alright, gonna get that out of there. And we should be, if I zoom out on my map, there we are. Flying right over to Menli, which as you can see, that's Menli right there. And we're just about 28 miles away. We got a little bit of traffic right there. He's about 100 feet, 200 feet beneath us. He must be coming in for approach. And yep, so these little diamonds here, that's another aircraft. And he's about almost 20 miles away from us. And he's currently, you see, -04, so he's 400 feet below where we are. And Dylan, when we cross the green S, you're gonna ask me for flaps up, all right?
Flaps up, please.
Speed checked and flaps up. Disarm spoilers, and the outer lights go off. And we got the QNH flashing, so we're going to transition. Set in standard now. Pull for standard.
Yeah, on, please.
There we go. Standard set. Crossing 5,100 now.
Yeah.
Cross checked. All right, lovely. So we're off to Nepal. So the next thing will be when we get to 10,000, we'll do our 10,000 checks, and then after that it's gonna be basically just monitoring our fuel burn, monitoring our optimums, and adjusting for it as we make our way across. So this flight plan here, let me see if I can go to world map. So as you can see, it's gonna take us all the way that towards Menli, and then we're just crossing over the Nile. Oh no, the Nile is over here. I'm sorry, my mistake. Crossing over this sea over here, which I think leads to the Panama Canal. Yes, all right, and then right over into Asia, and then right across those mountainous areas, all the way down towards Nepal. All right, so it's a long flight, and let's just settle in for the long run. All right, guys. So get back to you when we're just about to cross 10,000. I'll show you that procedure, and then get back to you again when we're at cruise. Alright, we just crossed 10,000 feet, so time for my 10,000 checks. That goes off. We check the weather. Weather's looking good, so we're gonna go seatbelt signs off, gonna go airport, and I'm gonna come down here, clear any hard-tuned navigations there, which they're both on auto-tune. Copy active on the secondary flight plan, and I'll come back to progress from my page. And here we go, 320. We're climbing up to 320, and yeah, awesome. So that's the main sea. I don't know what, I forget the name of the sea, but it goes straight over there to what's called the Panama Canal, which is right over there in Egypt. So yeah, we're on our way, guys. I'll get back to you when we're in our cruise. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are 28 minutes into our flight, and we just hit our cruise, Mach Alt cruise. We're cruising at Mach 77, and yes, I do have a lollipop in my hand. That's my in-flight meal for today. Just leveling out at flight level 320, 32,000 feet, and we're inbound to Tamim. Alright, well, actually we're inbound to Elita and then Tamim. And looking at thanks to these really good tailwinds, I'm sorry, that we've been having, we've got 2,683 miles to go, and it says we're going to have 3 tons of fuel. So our fuel situation right now is looking really good, but we're going to keep monitoring that as we go along. If we come to progress, it still says our optimum is 3.2. The minute that changes, we're going to go climb higher, get more efficient, and just do that as we go along with the flight. So yeah, flight level 320. And Dylan, you want to tell me about your little vacation you had recently?
Yes, please. So, we decided that we were going to go to London for the first part of a vacation for a week, as my brother got a scholarship to a performing arts school for a summer program. So we
Alright.
were fortunate enough to be able to go to London for a week.
Nice.
After that, we flew from Gatwick to Orlando.
All right.
And we were very lucky to have almost 2 weeks in Orlando. We spent, I believe, 5 days at Universal Studios.
Whoa.
theme
Okay.
parks,
Nice.
And then I think it was 6 or 7 days in Disney World,
Whoa. Okay.
which was probably the best holiday I could have asked for.
Nice.
And then we went back to Gatwick on the way home and spent Friday in London. And me, my brother, and my father went to go watch a rugby game.
Nice.
And then we flew home on Saturday evening.
Awesome. All right. So you've done a bit of travel, and you went all the way west, and then came back around to the Middle East.
Yes,
All right.
I'm highly jet lagged.
Okay. Well, you don't look it, and you're doing a fantastic job flying today. So yeah. So guys, if you wanna check out Dylan's channel, he does do flight sim videos on his own channel. I'm gonna link it in the description below. So definitely go check it out, and yeah, show him some support. And yeah, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna relax in our cruise, and then we'll update you. We're currently 31 minutes into our flight, so this being a 6-hour flight, when we're about 3 hours in, I'm gonna get back to you with an update of where we are, what we're doing, what we've eaten, how many times we use the restroom, all that kind of stuff. All right, get back to you guys very soon. Guys, if you're not subscribed, please consider clicking subscribe. And if you find this video useful and helpful, kindly share it with one of your friends. And yeah, thank you once again for being a part of the channel. See you guys soon. Alrighty, it has been 3 hours we're in here, and so far so good. The last time I spoke to you guys, we were at 32,000 feet, flight level 320. But as we kept observing our optimums, we got to climb up to 340, which is what we're doing right now, flight level 340, 340. And keeping with our optimums, our fuel burn has been pretty good as well. And looking at the flight plan page and the fuel prediction, we're still getting about 3.1 tons of fuel as are expected as when we come back in for a landing in Nepal. We're currently over the northern part of Pakistan on our way to a waypoint called Silko. And you can see it right there. There's Silko. We're 8.3 miles away, and then onwards. And yeah, pretty much then we're going to be leaving Pakistani airspace and then entering Indian airspace, and then onwards further north to Nepal. So guys, this is basically looking very good in terms of our flight, and no problems whatsoever. Weather's been really good. We have a lovely tailwind pushing us along, which has been really helpful and beneficial for the fuel burn. And yeah, expecting to land with about yeah, estimated landing weight is going to be given to us a little bit later. But yeah, all in all, pretty happy with how the flight's been progressing. How are you doing, Dylan?
I'm doing well.
Okay.
Lollipop snacks.
Excellent. So Dylan is actually pilot flying, which is why we've got AP2 over here. But then once we get to the top of descent, because Nepal is a captain's only landing, I'm gonna have to do the descent and the landing into Nepal, which will probably be an hour and a half into runway 02. But we will get back to you when we are ready to start checking the weather and preparing for the descent and approach into Kathmandu. So guys, in the meantime, just relax, and we're going to be sitting here for another couple of hours before it's time to start our descent. So I'll see you in just what is going to be 2 hours for me. Will be a few seconds for you guys. See you then. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 5 hours and 32 minutes, and now I only have 3.3 tons of fuel left from my initial 19 when I left Cairo. Sorry, when we left Cairo. Speaking of we, Dylan.
No,
Dylan, wake up! Okay. How dare you sleep on the job? All right. Anyway, we have just crossed the 200-mile ring around Nepal. We can see Nepal right there on a nav display. So I'm afraid it's gonna be time for Le Captain Me to take over. All right, so yep, please, AP1. Okay, I have control, flight level 360, reading about 267 on the indicated airspeed, and yep, all good. I've got control. All right, so guys, now it's time for us to start planning this descent and approach into Nepal. We're pretty much entering their airspace very soon, so I hope you guys can see the screen. And what I want to do is I want to bring up this over here, and I'm gonna put Nepal into that VNKT. All right, I'm gonna add it there, and here we go. So if I refresh these, and all right, so in Nepal the QNH is 1007. The winds are out of 220, 10 knots, and the temperature is 26 degrees. Okay, hope you guys can see that clearly. And we're looking at broken clouds at 10,000 feet, kind of explains that, and scattered clouds at 3,000 feet, and a few clouds at 1,500 feet. None of them are CBs, so that's good news. And the visibility is about 5 statute miles. So that's okay pretty much in terms of the weather. Now, given that the winds are 220, we're going to come back to Navigraph. And what I want to do now is I want to bring up Nepal, which is VNKT. And as I do that, looking at our stars, so our final waypoint is going to be Sierra Mike Romeo. All right, and we actually have it here as well, and he's going back to sleep as well. You can take a quick breather while I'm talking to our subscribers about the flight plan, so please feel free. All right, just relax. Never mind. Okay, so flight plan, and if you come to the very bottom, you can see that the last waypoint actually is going to be SMR, I think, somewhere around here. Not via SMR yet. Okay, never mind. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring in the points over here. So we got Simra. All right, and being that our last waypoint on the list would have been Parsa or Pipu, all right, which is where we're going to right now. So let me just check if we've got any of those. Parsa, let me see. All right, never mind. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with runway 20, and we're gonna do an RNAV RNP 20 for runway 20. Okay, so Dylan, if you're paying attention, and I hope you are. All right, it's plate number 11. It's 12-24 for Victor November Kilo Tango, RNP 20 for AR. Okay, so this approach is going to start at Daphne. All right, actually no, it can start at Rattan, because that's going to be pretty much where we are coming from. So we're going to start at Rattan, and we're going to have to be at 10,500 feet over there, maximum speed of 250 knots. All right, then we're going to follow along and head down all the way to Birup, and then we've got Kilo Tango 424, where we have an altitude restriction of 7,000, no altitude restriction rather, but 220 feet, and yeah, 7,900 at Kilo Tango 424, which is right over there. And then we make our way down to Kilo Tango 419, where we do have a mandatory altitude of 7,400 feet. And then we're basically going to make a turn and intercept the runway at 202 degrees for the RNAV approach, where we will then, I'll take manual control and land the aircraft. All right, our decision height today for category Charlie is going to be 4705. All right, so given that we've got all of that there, and if I come over to the taxi chart and we've got the airport here, this is going to be this runway actually is 10,085 feet long. That's 3,074 meters. And the runway elevation is 43905, with the airport elevation being the same. All right, so we can use auto brakes low, I guess, for this one. That should work out pretty well for us. All right, so what I want to do now is, with all this information in hand, I am going to now do what we call the hat. All right, so as I come here, I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to go to arrival, and I'm going to choose an RNAV for runway 20. Going to select that, and I don't have the others. I think I should have SMR here, so I'm going to select SMR. All right, and I'm going to go via, and the one we wanted to do was Rattan. So if Rattan's there we go, via Rattan. So RNAV 20, final star is SMR via Rattan. Okay, gonna insert that, and from this point on we should be able to, like, if I go into plan mode, go to constraints and zoom in just a little bit as I cycle through. So I'm on my way to Apipu right now, and then we've got Parsa, and then onwards we start the approach into Rattan. And as you can see, we've got 10,500 over there at Rattan, and I'm just gonna update it just to make sure the aircraft follows it properly, with a maximum speed of 250 knots. So that's done, that's updated over there. And yeah, we've got the other constraints in there as well. So everything's looking pretty good so far. It's nicely programmed in. So that's the flight plan done. I'm going to go to RadNav, and there is a VOR over there should be a VOR over Nepal. If I can just come here, and yep, the VOR should be the Kathmandu VOR. All right, so that's going to be KTM. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to put KTM, not the motorcycle, the airport. And okay, KTM, put that in there as well. Choose the first one. That's a RadNav done. Progress, I'm going to put VNKT20 for the runway. And check that our GPS primary is accuracy high. We've got 141 miles to go, and then we're going to go to performance, go to next phase and next phase. And now I'm going to come back here again and bring back my weather. So the QNH is going to be 1007, which I'm going to dial in there. 1007. The temperature today is 26 degrees. The winds are 220/8, and coming back again to the chart just to get my minimums, which is going to be wrong chart. I want that one there. It's going to be for category Charlie 4705. So we're going to put 4705 in our barrel right over there. Okay, now what we're going to do is, you got a calculator, Dylan?
Yes, I.
Alrighty, so I need to descend from 36,000 feet, which is where we are now.
So we do 36 times 3.
No, so you want to go 36. We're inbound now. We're going to be outbound from our people straight to the other waypoint, which is going to be Parsa. Okay, so 36, and we want to descend down to 10,500, which is where we're going to start the approach.
Take away 10.
So 36 minus 10.5, that's 25,500 feet that we need to lose. Okay, so now multiply that number by 3 and add 5.
So we need to start descending 81.5 nautical miles.
81.5 away from Rattan. Okay, so I'm going to go Rattan, fix info. I'm going to remove this one here, and then I'm going to put RATAN in there. And how many miles was it again?
81.5.
So we'll put 82. All right, 82 miles. So there we go, right there. That circle there, that's when we're gonna start our descent, and we're gonna basically try and manage this descent all the way down. All right, so, and lastly, part of our briefing, because it's a 10,000 foot runway, we will be using auto brake low for this approach and landing. Well, rather for the landing, not for the approach. And we are going to go on a, so in terms of missed approach, climb to 10,500 feet via RNP AR missed approach to Danfy, sorry. At Danfy, hold to start a new approach. If able to reach 10,500 feet before Darkey, request ATC clearance to hold over Darkey. All right, so Darkey is right over there, but generally if we have to do a go around, we're going to follow along, and then we'll probably come to Danafi, which is over there, and then make our way back and try, because thing is, this is the Himalayan mountain range right over here. Some of these mountains are higher than are as high as almost 10,000 feet. All right, and then you have Mount Everest not too far away from there as well. And in fact, there you go, guys, there's the mountains coming into range. That's the Himalayan mountains. So we got to keep all that in consideration while we're doing this. Okay, so let's basically keep this in mind. I've got everything I need right now, and yeah, so we're going from this point on. We're just about less than 20 miles away from starting our touchdown. I'll be setting 10,500 feet in here, and then once we do that, I'm going to be asking my sleepy co-pilot for the approach checklist, which he has very smartly mounted right over there. Okay, all right, kids these days, I tell you. All right, but guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video up until now. It's been a long one for us, but it's been a good one, and look at the views we get to enjoy while we come in for a landing. So yeah, what I'm gonna do now is just gonna give it a couple of minutes. I'll get back to you when we're just about to start the descent. All right, get back to you soon, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're about to start our descent now into Nepal. So I'm gonna set 10,500. So let me go to 10,000 here and make it 10,500, and I'm gonna go ahead and push. All right, so we've got marked descent, flight level 10,500. Okay, and I'm gonna turn on the seatbelt signs, and Dylan, if I could have the approach checklist, please.
Approach checklist. Barrel reference.
Barrel reference. Okay, so we're going to be doing that a little bit later, but considering that the transition altitude is 13,500 when we're descending to below that, you can set the QNH now, which is going to be 1007. So 1007 set now. And yep, we're crossing 35,240 right now. Okay, that's cross-checked. Okay, so that's barrel reference checked.
Seatbelt signs.
Seatbelt signs are on.
Minimums.
Minimums are 4705.
Auto brake.
Auto brake is set to low.
Engine mode selector.
Currently normal.
Approach shift is complete.
Approach checks complete. Okay, so now that we've started our descent, what I also want to do, in keeping with our speed profile and stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and activate the approach phase now, and I'm gonna pull, and I'm gonna make this 250. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be managing our energy to make sure that we reach Rattan by 10,000. So you can see the vertical deviation is dipping a bit. So what I can do now is just to, okay, but it's telling me here that I'm gonna get to 10,500 before I reach Rattan, which is what I want, because I always want to stay below the profile so that I don't end up too high over the airport and then having to dive and stuff like that. So energy management from top of descent is very, very important, and a tricky thing to do. We've currently got 2660 on the fuel, so looking at our fuel predictions, yeah, we're looking at having about 41 minutes of extra time when we get there. We need 30 minutes to be legal, so we're looking very good on our fuel predictions, and so far so good. All right, you can see I'm keeping up with the profile there. We've got a managed descent going. Speed is generally stable. I can help us out a little bit by going on the speed brakes, deploying the speed brakes, and that'll help the aircraft maintain speed as well, because when the aircraft is in managed descent, it's not going to adhere to any speed constraints. It's not going to try and keep the speed for you. It's going to try and keep the profile, all right, the vertical profile. But if I pull this and I went into open descent, then the aircraft would be adjusting for speed, all right, the angle of climb and descent for speed. So given all of that, since I'm in managed, I'm gonna use the speed brakes to kind of keep our speed under control. And yeah, that's gonna help us out. And as you can see, we've got Nepal coming into view right now. Absolutely beautiful, snow-capped mountains in the distance. And today is actually a pretty good day, because usually coming in the afternoon around this time, you'd find a lot of thunderstorms and stuff like that. But today it's looking very nice. Okay, we've got our speed, so I'm gonna store the speed brakes back again. And yeah, so guys, we're just gonna continue on with this descent. I'll get back to you with an update as we get closer to the final approach. All right, see you guys over there. Okay, we're pretty much at Rotan. We're leveling off at 10,500. We're gonna go ahead and dial in 7,400 for the final one. Managed. Gonna manage the speed as well, because we do have another speed restriction of 220 knots at Kilo Tango 424. So this is looking good. We're on the profile. Look at the mountains of Nepal coming into view. It's absolutely amazing. All right, so continuing on with this descent, and yeah, so at Kilo Tango 442, I've got a constraint of 8,800 or higher, and basically everything's looking good on our profile. So the approach is basically working out for us. We're not using the speed brakes anymore, because we were able to manage our descent, deploying the speed brakes from time to time to get us down to the initial altitude of 10,500. Now it's basically just making sure that the aircraft stays on those constraints as we make our way down, and then we're pretty much good to go. So we're currently 34 track miles away from Nepal, and when we get to about 15 track miles is when we're going to start deploying the flaps and getting the gear down and everything. So we got some thick clouds coming in over here, covering our view of the mountains, but nonetheless it's still very nice indeed. So I'm going to go selected, and I'm going to keep it at 220. 220 selected, 220 blue. And yeah, now we just basically let the aircraft follow what it's been programmed to do. Our GPS accuracy is still high, so that's also good. And for those of you who may be wondering, yes, Dylan and I are in shorts today and that's because it's a wonderful 41 degrees in Dubai with a humidity of over 50%, or actually 60%. So shorts all the way, you know. And the good thing, we're allowed to fly in shorts in this airline. So yeah, all right. Looks like we're gonna be on target 8,800 or higher, but we have to be at 7,900 feet and 220 knots at Kilo Tango 424, which that's the one we're going to be watching for. Descending into the mountain range, so we're pretty much below, almost at the same level at this one over here, just at our 10 o'clock. And I'm sure there are some mountains on your side as well, if not for the clouds. But this is where these procedures keep us safe, and as long as we know that we're following the procedures properly, we'll be pretty much good to go. Now, as a disclaimer guys, as we get closer to the landing, you will hear a terrain warning, because just as we make the turn for final, you can see here we literally skim right across the tip of this mountain here. So as I'm making the turn for final approach, you actually will hear a final terrain warning, but don't worry about that. Dylan has done his 10,000 checks by turning on the lights, and he's gonna get these two lights on when we get the gear down as well later. So now we're in the clouds. We should break out of them pretty much soon, because the weather, we're saying we had some clouds broken clouds at 10,000 and a few clouds at 1,500. So yep, here we go. So we're breaking through this layer right now, and yeah, look at that. So there's the 10,000 cloud layer, and there's the valley in the distance where the city of Kathmandu is. And yeah, looking lovely, absolutely lovely. All right, and there's a little valley down there, and yeah, the Mount Everest region right over there behind those clouds. Alright guys, get back to you in just a couple of minutes when we're about to do the final approach. See you guys soon. Okay, alright, so we're inbound right now to Kilo Tango 424, 7,900 on our constraint. I've got all star, and the next one will be 7,400. Airspeed is stable, and managed on the speed, managed on 7400, altitude constraint. Alright, give me flaps 1 now, please.
Flaps 1.
Checked, flaps 1. Alright, and I think for the sake of the approach, let's turn off the terrain on the GPWs, because it's going to start screaming at us when we start this turn. So for now, terrain warning off, please. Which you have done. Very good. Excellent. Okay, and yep, making our way now towards Kilo Tango 422. 7,400 is there, and Kilo Tango 419 is where we have the main constraint. Okay, good. Okay, few clouds blocking our view of the airport, but technically the airport should be pretty much right here, but we can't see it right now. So, well, we're okay. We'll be fine, I think. Alright, it requires a speed of 165. Give me flaps 2, please. Checked. Alright, I'm gonna arm the approach now. So speed, final approach, and the aircraft will start descending on its RNAV vertical profile now, which is happening right now. So gonna set the go around altitude, which is 10,500 set. Flaps gear down, flaps 3, please.
Gear down. Flaps 3.
Check. Okay, leaving 7,400, going for minimums. At 2,000 AGL, I'll ask you for flaps full and the landing checklist. Do not see the runway yet, but we should pretty soon. Alright, there we go. That's our procedure right there. We're following that down to minimums. Excellent. Alright. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the shaking of the camera. I'm trying to adjust my head mount. Okay. Flaps full, landing checklist, please.
Flaps full and landing checklist. ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Lovely. Alright. So now we start looking out for a runway. If we don't see it by 4,700, then it's go around for us. The nav display says it's just over there, shot at our 11 o'clock, which is somewhere in that direction over there. So keeping a lookout while we're 5,800 above sea level and 1,400 above ground level. Alright. Okay, I think we've turned away from the mountains enough. You can turn the terrain GPWs back on again. Excellent. And get the terrain radar back on. Should be okay.
1,000.
Checked. Let me know if you see your runway.
I think I see the runway there.
Okay.
Very slightly.
All right, let's give it a little bit more. We still have a few hundred feet until minimum, so we still have time to get a proper visual. Yeah, I'm pretty much right at the curve, so very soon I'm going to be disconnecting. Remember the...
There we go, I can see the runway inside.
Yes, got it, checked. Runway's in sight, straight ahead. Okay, autopilot's coming off. Flight director's off. Flight director's off. Bird on, please. Set runway track 202. Nice. 202, please.
100 above.
Apologies.
No problem. Alright, gotcha. I got visual.
Minimum.
Slightly low on the approach. Just making an adjustment. Oh, there's a wind from the corner here.
200.
Alright, nice. Okay, we got that.
100.
Nice and set.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Spoilers versus decel.
Roger that. We're on the ground in Nepal. Call 70, alright?
17 knots now.
Idle reverse, disengage auto brakes, please.
Water brakes disengaged.
Alright, and you have control.
I have control.
You have control. You may exit at the next one.
I believe I might need to do a backtrack.
Yes, it's going to be a slight backtrack, so don't worry about that one. And yeah, we're going to go to the end of the runway. I'm going to backtrack and come back, alright? Lovely.
Is this a backtrack area?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very cloudy yet beautiful Nepal. Kathmandu International Airport. Alrighty, excellent. So as soon as you start your backtrack, don't slow us down too much. Otherwise it's going to be difficult to get the aircraft rolling again. Yep, that's it. So you're going to point us all the way to the very end and then give a full cut. Keep the engines at 35%. There we go, and full. Hold it all the way. That's it. Nicely done, Dylan. All the way. It's turning on our own axis. Alright, and we're gonna go straight away, and then we're gonna make a left onto taxiway Foxtrot. And yeah, all the way down to gate 7. That's our gate for today. Good job, Mr. Dillon. Alright, I'm gonna start the cleanup. Terrain radar goes off. Gonna disarm the flaps, reset the rudder trim. Gonna go flaps up, TCAS comes off as well. Rudder radar goes off as well. And we're gonna start the APU. Gonna keep the main lights going until we exit the runway. Actually, I'm gonna keep the TCAS as well on until we get off the runway. Excellent. Alright guys, get back to you very shortly when we're just about to park the aircraft. Alright, just exited the runway. Landing lights off, nose light to taxi, that can go off. I'll get the APU bleed going as well for us. And I can now turn off the TCAS as well because we don't need it anymore. And the after landing checklist, which is going to be radar predictive wind shear off. So that's done. So let's go straight ahead, and we're looking for gate number 7. That's our gate today. And it's pretty much the 7th gate over there. So guys, welcome to Kathmandu. 6 hours of flying and a good amount of fun actually. So yeah, here's the airport. Tribhuvan International Airport. I hope I got the name right, but yeah. Cool. Keep her nice and straight, Dylan, and then we're just gonna find our marshaller and turn in. Keep us at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and then until we get in line with that. Alrighty, so gate number 7 will be just closer to those buildings actually, but yeah, I'll let you know when.
Trying to look for our marshaller.
Alrighty. Alright, let's start slowing her down just a bit. Okay, I see the marshaller as well. Alright, slow it down, slow it down. Don't turn just yet. Don't turn just yet. Alright, the next one. That's 7. That's what you're gonna use. This one right over here.
Copy.
Alright, gonna get the lights off for the arrival. Make the turn, sir. Alright, let's just go. He'll move. Eventually he'll move. Unless he wants an aeroplane going up his yep. Yep. Keep it rolling in. Nice and steady. That's the only problem with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Sometimes you get a dude who comes and parks right in front. But
Very stubborn.
yeah, we're just gonna stop here then, I guess. Just keep coming, keep coming. Keep it going, keep it going. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's
moving. Alright, just continue straight ahead. Continue straight.
Copy.
Good, he moved right out of our way. So keep going, nice and steady, just about 3 or 4 miles an hour. All the way down, following the marshaller's instructions. Nice taxi, Dylan. Nice and
Thank you.
smooth. Nepal.
As I say that way. Yeah.
Yep, almost there. Just a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is why we never stop the airplane, because it takes some time to get it rolling again. And that's it. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes.
Alright, shut down 1 and 2.
Engine 2 shut down. Engine 1 shut down.
Alright. You can turn off the beacon. And you can also get the seatbelt signs, no smoking off. And I'm gonna go ahead, turn off the fuel pumps. And I'm taking over again, so give me the parking checklist, please. Oh, it was a lady. Thank you.
Parking brakes or chocks.
Set.
Engines.
Off.
Wing lights.
Off.
And fuel pumps.
Also off.
Parking check is complete.
Dylan, as always,
Thank you very much.
a massive pleasure. Thank you so much for flying with me. This was a long one. 6 hours. 6 hours and a bit to get us here, but it's been amazing. 1 minute we're in the deserts of Egypt, and now we are in the rainy climate, tropical climate of mountainous tropical climate of Nepal. So guys, from here I'd like to know where you guys want to go next, so let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Those of you who are not subscribed, if you liked the video, if you enjoyed what we do, hit that subscribe button. The thumbs up button works just as well as also. And I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless, and see you then. Bye bye.